Hi, before the video begins, I just wanted to say these are old videos with my old Sona from when I was blue. I am only making this since I did it in 2 parts of 5 styles each when the original is 10 styles. Okay, that's all. Hi, I decided to try out the 10 art style challenge. However, I only did half of the challenge as I was having trouble deciding which styles I'd wanted to use. Eventually, I decided on Ghibli, Cult of the Lamb, Powerpuff Girls, My Little Pony, and Minecraft. Before I show you the drawings for each, here's what my Sona looks like in my most recent art of it, which happens to be my VTuber model. Alright, now let's begin. Right now, you can see my struggling to draw in the Ghibli art style. I didn't really realize how small they make their eyes. I think mine turned out a little too big. To talk a bit about Ghibli though, I've watched nearly all their movies multiple times, and my favorites are Ponyo, Secret World of Arrietty, and Whisper of the Heart. If you'd like to share some of your favorite Ghibli movies, feel free to comment down below. To talk a bit more about the art now, I couldn't find any elf references within their movies, so I wasn't sure on how to draw the ears. I also couldn't find any hair clip references, so I had to just draw them all how I usually do. Only after I had finished the drawing did I realize that my lines were way too thick, and it ended up looking more like Bob's Burgers. Also, I forgot they have colored line art. Oops. I think the next time I make a video with art in the background, I'll use Metabank's auto recorder because I zoom in and out way too much. Moving on to Cult of the Lamb. So for this, I really just recolored an existing villager that you can get in the game, and I already have it, so here's a screenshot. And when I saw the stars, I thought it's just like me, for real. So yeah, not much to say for this one, but I did change the original pose that I was drawing it in. If I am going to say anything about the game, it's one of my favorites. Immediately after playing, I have nearly 100 hours on it already, and I only have 2 more achievements to get. Now, for the next one, which you can probably already tell, I was getting rushy and not putting much effort into them. I drew all these in one sitting, which I probably shouldn't have done. The quality would have been way better if I gave each one a lot more time. But up till now, I haven't really been making much art, especially digital art. Only really doodles. But I wanted to make an actual art video, so I tried to get these done. I used to watch Powerpuff Girls when I was like 10 or something, so I haven't seen the show in years, but I do remember that I liked it a lot. But I could never draw them very well. My favorite character from the show was Bubbles. Alright, time for the last time-lapse. I'll explain the Minecraft one later. Another childhood show, My Little Pony. I was struggling so much with the face to look right that I forgot there were other pony types, so I'm just an earth pony. Also couldn't really think of a cutie mark that fits my Sona, so I left her blank. The only complicated thing to draw, besides the face, were the eyes, because I didn't realize how there's a gradient and multicolored highlights. I recently started rewatching My Little Pony, and so far I made it to season 2, and Fluttershy is my favorite. When I watched it before, Rainbow Dash was. Now the speed paints are done, I only really threw in Minecraft because I could not think of a 5th series. I made this skin a bit ago and I don't have the recording for it, so all I can do is show it for a second on the screen. Alright, now that's all the 5 different art styles done. I had planned to post this video a whole month ago, but I couldn't get myself to do a voiceover until now. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye! Hi, this is part 2 of drawing myself in 10 different styles. The last 5 style video is going to be linked in the description. This time I'm going to be drawing myself into Deltarune / Undertale, Bendy and the Ink Machine, Kirby, My Hero Academia, and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Up first is Deltarune / Undertale. I don't really make pixel art, so this was a bit of a challenge and why I had to redo it a lot of times. But eventually I figured out something that works and I'm happy with how it turned out. I also have a drawing version of it I did a while back too. To talk a little bit of the character design and what it is or would be within the game of Deltarune, it would be a pom-pom. I usually don't like turn-based games, but Deltarune and Undertale are pretty fun to play. Here's how the final result of it looks like. Moving on, Kirby is what I'm drawing myself into next. I decided to make myself into a fairy since that's the closest thing to a fae I could find. I struggled with this skirt for a bit, but eventually settled on a design for it. I really enjoy playing the Kirby games because they're very easy to play, as in comparison to something like Silksong. And the art style and all the characters are very cute. Kirby is definitely in my top 5 favorite franchises ever. I even built the Hawthorne on Minecraft. I gave it soft shading this time to try and mimic the softness that the games usually have within their own art styles, and I made the line art colored slightly. Here's the final result for the Kirby piece. Now I'm drawing in the Bendy and the Ink Machine art style. Not the style of the game, but rather the style of the cartoons within the game. This one doesn't really feel the most like it belongs in it because I just did it in a rubber hose style and not really the Bendy art style. But nonetheless, I tried. It was actually pretty fun to draw and the coloring was pretty quick too. Here's the final results for the Bendy and Ink Machine art style. I made a few variants as well. And now I'm drawing myself in the My Hero Academia art style, and it was way more difficult than I expected it to be. To save time, I cut out 2 different sketches I was trying to do with the art style. I loosely based my design off of Amajihi and Lady Nagant. Since they both matched my design, I didn't end up giving myself a quirk or anything, but I think I could still be a fae within the universe because it makes kinda sense. Since I didn't really give myself a quirk, and because I didn't really have the time, I just decided to draw myself in the school's uniform rather than make myself a hero costume. This art style actually took me the longest out of all of them, and it was the one I was struggling with the most. And unfortunately, it's the one that I like the least out of all of them. I feel like I didn't properly convey the style. I feel like it went wrong when I added the glasses, and I think I did the line art a little too thick. I really like the anime's art style. It's very pretty looking. For the rendering, I tried to copy how they do it on the anime. I would not even try to attempt how the actual artist draws because, wow. But maybe one day in the future I'll try to mimic the art style, I don't know. And with that, the My Hero art style comes to an end. Here's the finished piece of the My Hero Academia art style. And last but not least is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And I say not least because I think it turned out the best out of all of them. But I could just be biased because it's Full Metal. Full Metal Alchemist is my favoriteest anime ever, and it's been for the longest time. It's really cool. I recommend everyone who watches this video to watch it. And I based my design off of Shishka since she looks very similar to I do. At first it was a bit of a struggle, but then as I figured it out, it was actually pretty easy, which was surprising because animes are usually really hard for me to draw. I also just gave it a sweater and didn't bother with the jacket just to make it a little bit easier for me to draw it quicker, and since it wouldn't really make sense within the show. And with the shape of my antennas, I tried to mimic Edward's hair hoge. I don't know how to pronounce it, it's this thing. I'm doing all of this audio unscripted, so if anything sounds weird, that's most likely why. Like if my sentences don't really make sense. Coloring is always quick and there's not really much to say about it. The rendering was pretty straightforward and simple to do. Even the lighting in the hair, which this was the first time I added lighting in the hair within this whole video. So I was kind of rushing through all the art in this one too, only because I have so much to draw for this video. Here's the final piece, the Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood art style. And here's the final piece showing all of the art I've drawn for this video. All the art in this video took me 2 days to draw. And this ends the drawing in the 10 styles art challenge for me. Hi again, and thanks for watching the video. And I do want to say I am working on remaking this, but with the new Sona. However, it will be completely the 10 styles and not just the 5. So it will be taking a little longer to make, which is why I have this video for now. But that's all. And if you like the vid, maybe leave a like and subscribe. I don't know. Okay, bye!